Good day, everybody. It is November 23rd. Cows are grazing, water's still thawed. Good grass coming out of their yang. And now they have a windbreak. So, in the regenerative tune of things, I used all recycled lumber, including the 8-foot posts at which I had in the ground for someplace else and wasn't using them anymore, so I pulled them out, put them back in where I wanted them. This is all dunnage boards that come with the lumber to the local lumber store, and they just throw them out. I asked them, I said, can I grab some of them? And they said, take what you need. So it cost me more in fasteners than it would have to just do regular slabs. Probably twice as much in fasteners. But this is a dunnage board, and my rails are dunnage boards. They're 4x3s. And then I use those 4x3s on each side of a pallet. So I used GRK fasteners, and I used 2 nails in each run, wherever, 2 5-inch nails. And then I used 3.5-inch deck screws to screw the pallets on to the 4x3s on the uprates. So yeah, I know it's not pretty, but I don't think the cows care. I'm 8.5 miles away from town, 4 miles from the nearest neighbor, and I don't care. Might be the odd hunter drives by and looks at it and goes, that's different, but I don't care. So I think it's pretty solid. I guess time will tell with some of the big wins, but it is what it is. They say not to close up the gaps any more than 30%. Well, some of these gaps are probably 50%, and some of them are 30%, and some of them are less, and some of them are more. And you know, standing on this side with the breeze, you really don't feel anything. We have a breeze going, and I don't feel much. So I'm going to have 7 head here over the winter. And there's a pretty good chance that if everything works right this year, I'm going to bring my share cows back next year after the next season. Keep them here. And just get back into things here, because, you know, markets are high. But this is the type of grass we're dealing with. Dry, but part native, part crested wheat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up over along this fence over here a bale grazing setup. That's probably next week's job, or however it works. Got to take some pigs and a couple cows into the butcher on Tuesday, so see what happens tomorrow. See what happens the next day after that, after Tuesday. But the bale grazing thing's going to get set up. They're going to be fenced off of everything except for one bale for now. They can still graze, and they can pick up some of the slack with the bale that I'm going to leave for them. But we're going to set up a bale grazing thing out here so they got feed. The water isn't going to be too tough. It's going to be turn the pump on when I need to, or chop the water hole if the water up the ice on the dugout gets thick enough. But Time will tell. But water's not a problem one way or another. And yeah, I know this looks a little bit, I guess, on the redneck side. But you have to remember the only one out here seeing it is me and the cows. And on a 40 below day with a howling wind, I don't think the cows are going to care what it looks like. They're going to be in behind it. And, you know, I believe part of this whole regen thing is working with what you've got and not just spending a bunch of money. So all told, in fasteners that I used in this, I bought more fasteners than that, but I didn't use them all. Those GRKs are some expensive, but they're about $2 a pop, right? So all told, I spent a little over $400 on fasteners, and I didn't use them all. So I'd say $250 to $300 is probably what I used, and the rest is recycled, reused, and there's like 60 feet of windbreak here, and that'll definitely do my little herd. It'll do more cows than what I've got. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Maybe you think I should have just bit the bullet and spent some money. And I could have. I guess I should have, maybe. If everybody tells me I should have, I guess I should have. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm a firm believer in using what you've got available to you. And this is what I had available to me for a very, very low cost. Like the slabs, if I'd have went out and bought the slabs alone to put up, that would have been probably $550. And then I still have to have some fasteners, so there's another $150 for this length. And right now I'd say it costs me about $250 to $300 in fasteners, a couple days labor. And actually, you know, it goes up pretty quick once you get into a rhythm, because you hang the one side, put the next 4x3 up beside it, screw it in, nail it in, hang the next side, screw it in, nail it in, screw everything up as you go along. And guys, it's just a windbreak. It's not in my front yard. It's not, I know these are probably overkill, but they didn't cost me a single thing. These are rough cut 2x4s that they use for dunnage. So I just used longer nails. But they're 2x4s, guys. They're not slabs. They're gonna hold up a lot better than slabs. Now, what the pallets do over time, I don't know. You know, we can change boards on those pallets too. That's not a big problem. There's lots of boards in the country to put up if they break them. But I don't think they'll be that hard on them. Because most times, okay, so through the winter they're going to be here. But in the summertime, they'll be here for about 3 days and gone. So like, subscribe, share, comment, tell me what you think. I know it's a little redneck, but it'll work. Talk to you later.